Solo Victory Cups are finally here, and if you guys have checked out my competitive approach video, you know that I'm going all out and competitive this season. And to be honest, it's already paying off in this first solo cash cup, as you're gonna see. In game number 1 though, things do not start off that great. I'm uncontested off spawn, and am fortunate enough to get a free elimination on an opponent who just rocketed right in front of me. I'm rotating on the backside of zone and run into this opponent and get a good amount of damage off. I unfortunately don't approach his box well and he hits me with a max damage. I end up getting third partying, and while trying to get off my slurp, I end up going down with little to no points in game number 1. Game number 2, my fortunes change for the better. I am granted a free elimination on an opponent who is late dropping at my drop. I then run into an opponent after capturing the flag at Naughty Nets, and we get into a fight. Here's how that fight went.
I just hit him for 85 white.
After picking up that opponent, I try to use the geyser to get to my cash, but an unsuspecting opponent tries to get on the geyser, and I get a free elimination on him. I decide to play for the end game and also get a free elimination before moving zones on this opponent who's 1 HP. I make it to the end game, and here's how the end game went.
Oh my god, first shotgun with discharge.
Nice, got the kill into him. I got second.
Game number 3, I am uncontested off spawn and actually make it to the end game with a good amount of materials and a rocket. I use my rocket to position myself well, and I make it to the end game. Here's how the end game went.
I'm just gonna have to do it raw. Why it's doing it. I got fourth.
Game number 4, I get to my cache quickly and I use it as bait. Watch how I catch this opponent off guard. After picking up that elimination, I decide to play for the endgame. But unfortunately, I make a horrible rotate across the water and essentially all of my mats are drained. I try to make a smart play and get an elimination on backside and try to get his mats. I end up not being able to do so, and I get taken out really before getting any meaningful points in game number 4. In game number 5, things do not go as well. I decide to get my cache and I'm fortunate enough to get it, but unfortunately I do not recognize that opponent is hiding in this bush and I end up going down before getting any meaningful points in game number 5. In game number 6, things are even worse. I end up going down off spawn, even though I full piece my opponent. Unfortunately, I got out traded and I essentially drone out and go down off spawn with no points. My personal best ever in the Solo Victory Cup was 72 points, so you bet that I was going to do everything in my power to make sure I beat it. And fortunately I do. I make it to the end game, but I'm incredibly scuffed on materials. Can I clutch up and get some more points or not?
No!
After having my best ever opens in a Solo Victory Cup, I'm going into finals confident. Unfortunately though, in game number 1, things do not go according to plan. I play incredibly aggressive for my cache, but right as the cache essentially is finished, the opponent that has that cache takes my walls, claims all the loot, and I am essentially scuffed on mats with that long drawn out fight. I do everything in my power to get a refresh, even jumping into people's boxes before moving zones with the rocket, but unfortunately I wasn't able to do so. I even pick off an opponent in moving zones in the air and try to get those mats when I have little to none, but another opponent jumps on it, and then Epic Games, for some reason, teleports me from being in zone to out of zone, and I go down to the storm before even making it truly to the end game in the first game of finals. Game number 2 was a little bit of the opposite story. I'm able to get my cache, but I have no rocket, and after 2 max distance pulls, I am once again left with little to no materials. I see that this opponent has been eliminated on a layer below me, and I'm trying to get his rocket. For some reason, someone popped a slurp in the storm and was trying to hold that loot and get an elimination on backside, and I end up going down in the storm in game number 2 of finals before really making the end game. Game number 3 though, everything comes together. I'm fortunate enough to get my cache, and I'm also fortunate enough to have a rocket. I also get a free elimination, third-partying a team outside of gas station, and I make it to the end game and pick up another elimination in the sky before moving zones. I'm primed to make a deep run in this end game. Check it out.
Hello. Oh, I fucked up. Oh, I fucked up.
As you guys know, I am tracking my competitive progress this season, and my baseline for solos goes as follows. I played 7 games, ended up with 84 points, also having 10 eliminations, placing 1,934th in opens, and netting 8.4 PR. And in finals, I ended up playing 3 games, getting 4 eliminations, as well as getting a top 10 placement in the finals. I also did not get any PR for this finals, since you need to win to get any PR in finals. Overall, I couldn't have asked for a better first tournament in my opinion. I beat my personal best in terms of amount of points in a solo victory cup. I also beat my personal best for kills in a solo victory cup, and I've already finished in the top 10 in finals, which took me a lot of time in previous solo victory cups from season to season. So I'm very encouraged that what I'm doing is working for my improvement. Well guys, that is going to do it for today's video. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on it, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.